Scroll past our old messages tonight, trying to remember how you sounded when you lied. Your laugh used to calm the storm in me. Now it's just a ghost I barely see. I forgot the rhythm of the way you spoke, how my name would then pull me close. Funny how love fades out of tune, but the silence keeps humming you. I don't replay us like I used to do, but every quiet still feels like you. I forgot how your voice felt, but I remember the pain, how every goodbye lingered like it wanted to stay. Say my name just once more. I forgot how your voice felt, and maybe that's okay, 'cause healing means letting go in the quiet, day by day. If I ever hear you again, I hope it doesn't undo. I forgot how your voice felt, but silence still sounds like you. One day the quiet won't feel the same. Till then I'll let it say your name. Midnight on the phone, your name still lights a screen. I tell myself I'm stronger, but I'm stuck in between. Your jacket on the chair still smells like yesterday. I swear I hear your footsteps when the room begins to fade. I try to pack the memories, put them in a box, but every time I breathe you in, my heart forgets to lock. If loving you was easy, I wouldn't let you go, but you live in every silence, every road I know. I'm dancing with your shadow, breaking in slow motion. If loving you was easy, I wouldn't feel this broken. We said forever softly, like it couldn't ever break. Now forever feels like something I was meant to fade. I replay all the promises like songs on repeat. Every word you whispered still gets under me. I changed my hair, my city, try to change my name, but every version of me still aches the same. If loving you was easy, I wouldn't let you go, but you live in every silence, every road I know. I'm drowning in the moments we were almost fine. If loving you was easy, I'd already be alright. Maybe in another life we didn't fall apart. Maybe time it wasn't pulling us in opposite darks. I still hold you goodbye like it's something to keep, 'cause losing you was louder than the love you gave me. I don't miss your touch, I miss who I became when you said my name. If loving you was easy, I wouldn't still believe that you're coming back for pieces you left in me. I'm standing in the ruins, pretending I'm strong. If loving you was easy, I would have moved on. So I hold your breath like a bittersweet song. If loving you was easy, this wouldn't last this long. The house is loud with silence. Your side of the bed is cold. I talk to empty mirrors, try to feel something I don't show. Your coffee cup still waits for hands that won't return. I smile like I'm healing, but inside I never learn. I swallow every question, every why, 'cause even my tears are tired of asking you to stay. I learned to cry quietly, so no one hears the sound. I break in tiny pieces, but they never hit the ground. I wear my pain politely, say I'm doing fine. I learned to cry quietly after you were mine. I see you in the moments that don't mean anything, in passing cars or love songs, wedding rings. You said that love was simple, we just lost our way. But you walked out so easy, like I was meant to stay. I keep your voice in my head at night, it's the only place you still sound right. I learned to cry quietly, so no one hears the sound. I break in tiny pieces, but they never hit the ground. I wear my pain politely, say I'm doing fine. I learned to cry quietly after you. If I could choose forgetting, I'd forget myself first. 'Cause loving you was heaven, but leaving was worse. Now I'm stronger on the surface, barely breathing underneath. I lost you in the open, but I grieve in secrecy. I learned to cry quietly in the dark at 3 a.m. I hold on to the pieces makes me lonely. I'll take my time. I learned to cry quietly and call it being fine. One day I'll cry freely, let the truth be loud. But for now I cry quietly when nobody's around. I held your name like a secret on my tongue, afraid if I said it loud the truth would come undone. You were never fully mine, but I stayed the same, waiting in the corners of your almost love. I pretended I was strong enough, but hope is heavy when it's built on trust. I loved you in the quiet when no one else could see. I gave you all my silence, you gave me maybes. I waited through the darkness, praying, and you would choose. I loved you in, and it still broke me in two. You said I was special, just not right now. Those words still echo, they still pull me down. I learned how to smile while my heart stayed blue. I learned how to stay when you never knew. I kept your promises alive alone, built a future and a voice that was never my own. I loved you in the quiet. I loved you in the quiet. I loved you unseen. I was everything you needed, just not what you mean. I stood at the edge while you searched for truth. I loved you in the quiet, and I lost myself in you. Maybe I was the chapter you didn't finish reading. Maybe I was the answer you stopped believing. I don't blame your heart for walking away. I just wish I knew how to do the same. I was loud in my love, but invisible to you. I loved you in the quiet. Now I'm learning to let go, turning all the whispers into strength I never showed. If love comes back to find me, I'll be stronger then. But I loved you in the quiet, till the quiet loved me back again. So if you hear my silence, know it once was true. I loved you in the quiet, and I was losing you. I cried love in silence, didn't slam the door. You were scrolling through forever, I was wanting more. I memorized your breathing like a lullaby, then slipped out of your arms without a goodbye. I stayed too long pretending I was fine. Sometimes leaving is the bravest kind of cry. still feels the same. I learned how to love you without being seen. I learned how to fade into a memory. You said I was important, just not today. Those words were enough to make me walk away. I couldn't beg you to choose me again, so I chose myself and called it the end. I left before you noticed, before you asked me why, before the truth got heavy in your eyes. I walked out quietly so you wouldn't break. I left before you noticed, for both our sakes. Maybe one day you'll feel it, the empty space. I left the silence in your moments you can't explain yet. I won't be there to say I told you so. I'll be learning how to feel whole. I didn't disappear, I just stopped holding on. I left before you noticed. Now I'm learning to breathe without loving someone who couldn't love me. If you ever look for me, I'm already gone. I left before you noticed, but I was hurting all alone. No tears in the doorway, no dramatic end, just a quiet goodbye to who we could have been. I've been myself like daylight, just to fit your night. Change my color slowly, try to make it right. I've spoken almost whispers, so I wouldn't hurt you. Every part of me was breaking just to keep you. I thought if I stay quiet, you'd finally see. But love shouldn't feel like disappearing. I stayed until I faded, until I wasn't there. I poured my heart in pieces, you barely cared. I lost my reflection in your eyes. I stayed until I faded, calling it love, calling it trying. I watched you fall for comfort, not for me. I was the in-between of what you couldn't be. You held my hand but never held me close. I gave you everything, you gave me all wasn't real. I stayed until it faded. Now I'm learning to return to the girl I left behind. And every lesson learned, if loving you erased me, then it's not my blame. I stayed until I faded, but I won't disappear again. So this is me reclaiming my name from a love that never stayed. I set my heart on the table, told you don't be afraid. You said you loved how it felt here, then you hesitated. Every night I stayed awake, listening for your keys, like maybe love would choose me if I waited patiently. I learned your silence better than your truth. I kept believing space would lead you back to me. I held the door open, stood there in the cold, waiting on a promise you never got bold. I called it understanding, I called it grace. I held the door open while you walked away. You said you needed time, said you were confused. I gave you all the freedom you were using to lose. I turned my needs to whispers, my wants to praise. Loved you without conditions, without knowing if you care. I kept the light on just in case, but love should not feel like a lonely place. I held the door open, counting every doubt, every maybe, every reason you wouldn't turn around. I stayed where you left me, frozen in the same. I held the door open and took the blame. Maybe I mistook patience for proof. Maybe I loved harder than you ever knew. I don't regret the heart I gave. I regret thinking you would stay. I was ready, you were gone. I held the door open, now I'm letting it close. Learning that love shouldn't beg or hope. If you ever come looking, I'm not there anymore. I held the door open, now I'm walking through my own. I didn't lose you, I lost the way. Closed the door and chose my fate. I used to read your moods like they were mine, tiptoe around your silence every time. I memorize you wouldn't say. I kept my tears off your floor, told myself you needed space, nothing more. I stopped asking you to stay when staying felt like begging anyway. I folded all my love back into me. I stopped asking you to stay, 'cause love should not feel this lonely. I watched you drift while holding my hand, half in my heart, half for you playing. You said you loved me, just not too deep, like love was something you could only keep. I made excuses you never earned, ignored the fire where I was burned. I stopped asking you to stay when I felt smaller every day. I learned my worth does not depend on how hard I try to make you bend. Maybe I confused effort with fate. Maybe love is knowing when it's too late. I don't hate you, I just grew into someone who deserves the truth. I gave in I gave I stopped asking you to stay when I realized love should not persuade. If you ever wonder why I left quietly, I stopped asking you to stay, and finally you chose me. No slam doors, no goodbye scenes, just me walking away from everything I used to be. I traced your name in fogged up glass, like maybe it would make you last. The days feel long, the nights feel thin. I'm learning how to breathe again. Your laugh still lives inside my head, like something beautiful you said. But every memory pulls me down and lifts me just to let me drown. I held on tight, afraid to fall, but love should not feel this small. Learn to let you go slowly, one tear at a time. I broke my heart so gently, just to survive. If love was ever holy, it still hurts to believe. I learned to let you go slowly, so I wouldn't lose all of me. I still check my phone at 2 a.m., like maybe this will be the end of all the silence in my chest, of loving you without rest. You said forever like a dream, then walked away so easily. I stayed behind with what we were and all the things you never heard. I stopped rewriting what you meant, started hearing what you didn't say. I learned to let you go slowly through the Just a heart learning to forget. I don't miss the fights or the tears we made. I miss the way you said my name, like it mattered more than the world outside, like I was safe just standing by your side. Your toothbrush still leans to the left, your hoodie still smells like regrets. I thought I'd be stronger by now, but it's the little things that take me down. I can breathe, I'm getting by, but healing doesn't mean goodbye. I miss you in the small things, morning light, late night calls, every laugh I didn't say, every time I almost fall. I don't need you to come back, I just need the ache to fade. I miss you in the small things you never knew you gave. I walk past places we never named, like they still remember our flame. The way you reached for my hand, like forever was the plan. I don't cry like I used to do, now it's quiet like a bruise. People say I'm moving on, but missing you feels different than being wrong. I don't want the past to stay, I just don't want it erased. I miss you in the small things, songs we didn't finish right, the way you said be careful when I drive home late at night. I don't hate you, I don't blame, I just feel what still remains. I miss you in the small things, more than love, more than pain. Maybe love doesn't disappear, it just learns how to live right here, in spaces we don't speak about, in silence we don't cry out. I don't reach anymore, but I still feel you. I miss you in the small things, but I'm strong, stronger than before, I can carry all these memories without falling to the floor, If loving you changed me, then I'll honor what it brings. I miss you in the small things, but I'm learning how to breathe. So this is me, still standing tall, missing you quietly in the small